For the third season in a row, we're at Wembley for a playoff final. We lost the first one we played. We won the second one we played. I hope we win the third one we play after being taken to extra time at the end of the second leg yesterday against Bolton. We find ourselves here against Rotherham for the chance to play in the Championship next season. I have altered my manager, so he now has a navy blue tie. Obviously, I can't get a Cambridge United tie in-game. A darker grey suit jacket on, and yes, as you guys always guess at in the chat, I've got jogging bottoms on. I'm not actually wearing a full suit, so I've given him blue trackies, so he's going to look like a right idiot on the sidelines. Obviously, in real life, you only see the suit bit, and I can't go. I'm not wearing shoes, but there isn't a no shoes option, so I've just left his pink trainers on. So that's what we're going to look like on the sideline at Wembley, which is going to be pretty outrageous. But moving forward, then I've actually quickly, just to cover, I had scout reports back on Luke Berry and Panzu. Not going to be signing those guys moving forward. They're not quite good enough, unfortunately. Even if we end up staying in League One, I probably almost certainly won't sign either of them. But we're not concentrating on League One at the minute. Concentrating on the playoff final to maybe play in the Championship. We have Rotherham. They got through their semi-final, and previously we've played Rotherham a couple of times this season, obviously in the league, and the results were as follows: a 2-1 win away from home. Sorry, a 2-0 win away from home. We had them in the cup, although that was simulated, but we won that by 4-0. And earlier in the season, we drew 3-3 with them at home. So we have effectively 7 points to keep it in normal league terms, even though one of them was a cup game, obviously. But effectively 2 wins and a draw against Rotherham so far this year. But that doesn't guarantee anything at Wembley. They knocked out Doncaster by 2-1 in aggregate as well. But that would not have gone. Well, it may have gone to extra time, actually. Ours doesn't necessarily say after extra time, does it? So theirs might have gone to extra time as well after perhaps it was a 1-1 scoreline in the first leg. It might have been 0-0 as they headed into extra time. But regardless of how they did it, they did do it, and they're in the playoff final, Rotherham. So if we win, and I'll outline this here, if we win, we will change our stadium for our first season in the Championship. If we lose, we will keep we will keep the stadium we've got until we reach the Championship. So we will be upgrading the ground eventually. The storyline we're going to go with, provided I can actually get it to work in game, is that we're going to play at Carrow Road for a season in our first season at Championship level, whether that's next season or a future season if we lose to Rotherham here. And then after one season at Carrow Road, we will then change to a bigger default EA Sports stadium and say that that's our newly built stadium. But we have to win this game first before any new stadium talk really goes into any depth. So we shall try our best. We'll have a full season roundup after this game, obviously. You just saw there from the slate that Borussia Dortmund have won the Champions League. So a bit of a spoiler for the end of the season roundup. But we'll have a look at how we did in all the competitions we were involved in, the other big competitions around Europe. And of course, we'll have a think about the transfer window, which will certainly start tomorrow. But in what division? That's what we're currently unsure of. Do drop the video a like if you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss out on any further content here on the channel. I'm going to go with a score prediction purely based on our success against Rotherham so far this year, our historical success against them in the season just gone, regular season. I'm going to say a 3-1 Cambridge win. That's a big scoreline, especially considering we didn't really do that well against Bolton. The starting lineup will look as you see it. It will be Dominic Brown's last game in a Cambridge United shirt. For the time being, we will try and loan him back next season. If we can't do that, then we will look to buy him back when we're at a level that would justify buying a player of his quality back from Liverpool. But he will leave us and we will have a significant budget to spend next season. Whether that's going to be on League One players or Championship players, I really don't know right now. Abadia is back from injury and available to play off the bench. That could be huge for us. Adamaida is going to continue on up front alongside Adebayo. The new kits have been drawn up. I tweeted them out and put them on my Instagram. When are you seeing this? Saturday. Thursday, I put the videos up a couple of days ago. We'll play in our full home kit. They can play in their full home kit. This team, in its majority, has served us well so far this season. One more test. Let's go to Wembley. Rotherham's 11. Ladapo up top for them. Kyle Vassell in the midfield. He's played well against us in previous games for Rotherham. They're going with a 4-4-2. It's the formation we tried to get out of League 2 with and failed to get out of League 2 with. The switch to the 4-1-2-1-2 really helped us. But we have, with this 4-1-2-1-2, actually struggled occasionally against sides that were playing a 4-4-2. So I'm unsure as to whether we'll do the same here. Luton, I think, were the last team we played against that played a 4-4-2. And we really didn't have the best of times against them. Adebayo will look for Adamida, though. We can't, unfortunately, get the ball in for a first shot of the game. But building well. And, well, he won the ball back, then fell over it the opening 6 minutes there, Adam. On loan from AC Milan. We probably, almost certainly, won't look to sign him permanently next season. But we will be looking to get a new striker in. But almost certainly not him. He'd be well out of my price range at AC Milan. And at the rating that he's at now. The shot is well blocked there by Nathan Collins. And Rotherham will have the first corner of the game. Lindsay to deliver it. Keeper should catch that. Oh, he's not filled me with confidence there, Will Norris. But at least it went safe. Another corner from the far side from Lindsay again. Again towards the near post. Away by Lewis Page. Ogbene brings it down. And driving around the outside. Back to Lindsay. Whipped in for Sell. Oh, get rid, please. That could have fallen anywhere. Noyle will just loft this forward. Hopefully we can win that header. He's done well, Ida, but unfortunately not aimed it towards a teammate. Rotherham then, after our initial burst into their half and threat on the edge of the box, Rotherham are bedding in the quicker and look more dangerous in the opening 15 minutes. But if we can send Ngoy in behind, we could be the ones to get the first goal. Ida's really going to be the obvious pass, here, and smacked home. Cambridge 1, Rotherham 0. It might have been Adebayo, actually. It was Adebayo. I thought it was Adamaida. Adebayo smashes us 1-0 in front in the playoff final to potentially get us into the Championship. Is that the goal that does it? It's early doors, though. A lot can still happen. Ogbene takes that in his stride well. Lewis Page and Ngoy with him. Oh, I read that. And Ngoy's touch is heavy, but he will retrieve the ball. Adebayo not able to get past Vassell, though. Smith, well, I'm not entirely too sure what Brown's doing there, but he hasn't won the ball back. That's the most important thing. Ogbene could cross. We have conceded a number of crossed goals historically in this save, but less recently. That's a key thing to point out. We haven't conceded as many crosses recently as we were in seasons 1 and 2. So whether that's just a sign of the growth of our team or our ability to adjust to dealing with those sorts of opportunities, I'm not sure. Like the change in play style from me to try and stop crosses coming in, or whether defenders just quite simply have better defensive positioning now with a little bit of growth a couple of seasons in. Conceição tracking back, but then giving the ball away. We're trying to find a teammate. Lindsay back there to Crooks. Ball is whipped all the way out to Olasunde. That's not what I expected there. Ogbene cross blocked by Ngoy. Who's going to win that physical battle? It is Julian. And the counter is on. Adebayo. It's given away again. It's loose in possession, causing our own problems here. And Ladapo is in and scores a good goal. It's been coming. Rotherham have had pressure on our goal. A couple of loose passes. And they have themselves an equaliser. Really well taken shot. Just found himself in too much space there on the edge of the box. Just drifted away from the defender who didn't go with him. Cano, he just watched him run and left him. Frustrating, but I shouldn't have given the ball away in the first place. And then I wouldn't have conceded. 1-1 in the 36th minute. This is going to be a very competitive tie. We have no idea how it's going to end. My 3-1 prediction is still on point. But I am going to have to avoid conceding any more if we're to get that. 5 minutes to go till half time. We have ourselves a free kick here. It's definitely too far out to shoot. Give that in there to Ngoy. And around the corner. Oh, did that come off? Doesn't matter who it came off. The keeper got there anyway. Probably going to be 1-1 at half time then. Unless we can win this header and start again. Oh, Conceição's headed it straight to Rotherham rather than to either of the two strikers that were free and available for him to knock that to. Here's Clark. It might not be 1-1. It might be 2-1 to Rotherham. No, they've given the ball away now. Their turn to be loose in possession. And Adobiejo will look for Ngoy over the top, who takes it and he strides well. I've got Ida in the middle if I need him. You don't waste those opportunities. Don't risk it by shooting when you've got an easy sweat available to you. Cambridge 2, Rotherham 1. We are in front again. Gorgeous ball over the top by Adobiejo. Keeper tried to close me down. Ngoy lays it across and he couldn't miss. Really couldn't miss. 2-1 Cambridge. The stats at half time show that we've been clinical with the chances we've made, even though Rotherham have had more of them. They've edged possession as well. Their pass accuracy isn't quite as good as ours, but it was misplaced passes all round that led to a couple of the goals. So we'll wait and see what the second half holds. My 3-1 prediction is still on course, but with Rotherham having scored one so early on in the first half and played well throughout, I don't know as we'll be able to keep them out for a second time. For feeling now, after having played 45 minutes worth of football against them, I might well need a 2-goal advantage to give myself the peace of mind that we might well get ourselves into the Championship for next season. And Ngoy's cross is blocked, but I've got Lewis Page back here with me. We'll whip it with him. Oh, Ida's header. Well, it was offside anyway. Here's Vassell. Conceição trying his hardest. Not quite strong enough to nudge the man off the ball. Here's Ogbene. He's been a good outlet for them in that first half. Coming close to the hour though, and they haven't yet created a goal-scoring opportunity in the second half thus far. Crooks runs straight into Tavernier, who gets that quickly to Conceição. Just ran offside there, unfortunately, Ida, and I couldn't get it to him. But Ngoy is breaking in behind again. Julian Ngoy might well have just sent us to the Championship. Might well have just earned himself a permanent place in this squad. We will have the funds to buy him and Jack Rolls next season. And hopefully a 5-star scout too. Cracking finish. We lead by 3-1 now. We have our 2-goal advantage. We might be on our way to the Championship. Back to Ehekwe Olasunde again. Got options, one of which in there is Lindsay. Wide to Ogbene. Back to Olasunde. This is good football from Rotherham. Ogbene could deliver. Does. That's poor though, thankfully. Right, let's make changes. Conceição will come off, even though he's not necessarily massively tired. We'll take him off. I'm going to bring Abadia on because I just want to see him play for Cambridge United again at this level before we start the next season. And I'll bring Campos on as well. Oh, 3 changes to hold on to what we've got, which is a 3-goal haul so far. A 2-goal advantage with 24 minutes to go. They brought on Mumba. Barley Mumba, previously of Sunderland. I imagine so. Let's have a quick look. Is it Barley Mumba? It is. They must have bought him from Sunderland or loaned him at least. Last time we played Sunderland, Barley Mumba was playing for them. So that must have happened in January. And Ngoy across here to Maris as we try and seal the end of the game. Abadia using that acceleration. Finds Adobiejo. Oh, who misses the target? Olasunde Lindsay with the 1-2. Olasunde has Smith there. Turns slowly. Little back heel. Lindsay over the top. That's loose. It's not good enough from Rotherham. They need to be better than that if they're going to get themselves back in this game. Abadia wins that header well. Adebayo knocks it down. Maris just going to try and keep possession. There's no point needlessly giving it away. Abadia played through the gap. Looking to use that acceleration. Can we use his decent dribbling too? I have to go solo with Abadia. I felt like he needed to have the opportunity himself. I'm really hoping that Abadia can grow into a fantastic footballer for us. He's still only 65 rated, so not spectacular. But certainly has the promise to become a very good footballer. I do hope that his long 7-month injury isn't negatively going to affect his potential too much, though it might well do. To start off with, Norris has to punch that away off the line, as the cross was going to go in if he didn't intervene. Clark into the middle. Brown trying hard and fighting hard and getting the ball away. And you have to think, with the small amount of time that's left now, that might be game over for Rotherham. They've won the ball back though, but time is ticking away from them here. Cambridge United, after failing once to get out of League Two, doing it via the playoffs in season 2, and in our first season in League One, we snuck into the playoffs on the final day, finishing 6th by a point, and the final whistle will go now. He hopes, he prays, and we will be playing Championship football next season. We haven't yet had an automatic promotion, but the playoffs has been good to us in the past 2 years. Heartbreak season 1. Astronomical rise through the table season 2. And just edging into the playoffs season 3. But we will be playing Championship football next season. We will, hopefully, provided I can get it modded, be playing in a new stadium next season as well. Nathan Collins, man who was on loan season 1, joined us for free in season 2, lifted the trophy last year and will lift the trophy again this. Dominic Brown will leave us on a positive note, which bodes well for bringing him back later down the line. He's tasted success here at Cambridge. I'm sure he'd like more, but for now he's off to Liverpool. But we are chasing down Liverpool. They're still a long way away, but we're a considerable chunk closer than we were when we started. Into the second tier of English football we will be with Cambridge United next season. Let's go and find out now via a season roundup who will be playing in the Championship next season. We'll have three current Premier League sides in our league next year. We didn't expect to finish in the playoffs this year in League One, and to be fair, we only came very, very, very close to actually doing it. So I don't think we'll see that level of success next year in the Championship. But again, who knows? Who knows? Oh, we'll leave this just for now, just to give the players the full celebratory experience. Cambridge United, League One playoffs champions. Will Norris left the club in League Two, moved to Wolves, has come back and is now a Championship player with Cambridge United. Sorry for sweating it, Rotherham, but even if I hadn't scored that one, we still would have won the game. Let's head back now, head to the end of the season, have a full season round. Rotherham didn't have a single shot in that second half, and that was their downfall. We win by 3-1. We're in a new league. Feels quite surreal to be in the press conference with him looking like me. He's slightly better looking than me, unfortunately, but it's one big step for Cambridge United. We haven't played at this level since 1991. That was the last time Cambridge were at Championship level. In real life, we have never been in the top division. We can do even better, is what we'll say. We hope to have a strong first season at Championship level. It wasn't easy against Rotherham, and they fought really well in the first half, but just didn't have enough for the full 90. The Championship will be a massive test for us. And like we say, we only just managed to make it into the playoffs here in League One. Right, now I will head to the end of the season, train along my way, and we'll have that roundup. As we get to the end of the season, confirmation that Andy Dallas has been sold. He will leave us in the summer. Another £2.2 million will be added to the transfer budget for us to bring in a new striker next year. We're still not sure whether it will be Ngoy to play up top. If so, when we buy him back, because I would like to buy him back. If so, then we would have Adebayo, Ngoy, Abadia, and Harvey Nibbs. We would not need a striker. However, if we bring Ngoy back and play him out wide, I would like another striker. I think, judging by the feedback I've seen in the comments so far this season, that you'd like me to play Ngoy at striker and sign a new winger. So I believe that's what my initial intention is going to be. Obviously, we're going to bring Jack Rolls back as well next season, so we'll bring him in here to this role for Brown, although we might well have to train his defensive stats. So I'm pretty sure he's not that good defensively. I can't see his stats currently, unfortunately. He's on loan at Pexvolle, but we will look to sign him as soon as physically possible, Jack Rolls, next season. He will join us next year, I pray. So we'll, of course, have the free agents to look at next year as well. And we're going to have a decent, well, very decent budget next season. I might, in between the end of season 3 and beginning of season 4, go and offer some contracts on. Knowing that we're going to get some money next year, I might go and spend some of what I've currently got left on offering new deals to players that have perhaps 2 years or less remaining on their contract. Wow, it would be the entire squad almost. Well, we'll wait and see how much my money will stretch. But let's have a quick roundup then. So the leagues and competitions we were involved in this season. We finished 6th in League One, only on goal difference above Blackpool. But we will go into the Championship next year, along with Barnsley, who stormed the league, along with Luton, who edged it against Bolton, who we knocked out in the playoffs, ahead of Rotherham, who we knocked out in the playoffs, of Doncaster, ourselves and Blackpool, very tight for those 4th, 5th and 6th spaces. Accrington in 8th, Ipswich, who stormed the league last year in League 2, finished 9th and relegated, unfortunately, for Oxford United, Scunthorpe, Crawley and Cheltenham. They will be in League 2 again next year. The FA Cup was won by Liverpool by 2-0 against Bournemouth. The Carabao Cup was won by Manchester City by 2-1 against Watford. Leasing.com trophy was won by Macclesfield. Congratulations to them. The playoffs we already know. The UEFA Super Cup was won by Liverpool against Spurs. The Champions League was won by Dortmund, as we saw earlier. And the Europa League was a competition we come very close to qualifying for with that FA Cup semi-final finish. Was won by Lille. When the World Cup is ongoing. The World Cup is ongoing. Spain, Germany, Greece, Colombia in that group. France, Czech Republic, Uruguay and Mexico in that one. Ireland, Netherlands, Paraguay and Australia. Argentina, Norway, Sweden and China. Slovenia, England, Ivory Coast and Bulgaria. England having lost to Slovenia by 2-1. Belgium, Canada, Egypt and Romania. Italy, Cameroon, Wales and New Zealand. And Brazil, Switzerland, Finland and South Africa. We'll keep an eye on that when we start the new season. But we'll have a quick look at the player stats for our league, and then we'll have a look at the other leagues and then a final squad report. But Piero, miles above everybody else at the top, and Corley Woodrow, second for Barnsley as well, with 19. Our highest goal scorer in the league, Adebayo, with 14. Having a look through for any other Cambridge United players in there, Harvey Nibbs with 11. With regards to the assists, no Cambridge United players in the top 15. Brown with 8 is our only player inside the top 25. And clean sheet wise, Norris kept 14 clean sheets this season, which is very, very good indeed. Wonder if Mitov made the list at all. He did, with 5 just, and 24th in the list. Congratulations to him. Oh, I can't believe we're actually going to be in the bloody Championship next season. It still hasn't sunk in. Only feels like yesterday we were sat 23rd in League 2. The Premier League was won by Liverpool by a solitary point ahead of Manchester United. Arsenal 3rd, Chelsea 4th, City only 5th. Spurs only 7th. Relegated and playing us in the Championship next year will be Brighton, Watford and Newcastle. Wow. Norwich, whose ground we hope to share next year, will be in the Premier League still. In the Championship, we won't be playing Fulham or West Brom. They got automatic promotion, Fulham winning the league on goal difference alone. Goal difference has been very important in a number of leagues this season, hasn't it? Derby, Bristol City, Preston and Brentford will fight it out for a chance to join them in the Premier League. We also will not be playing Charlton, Millwall or Portsmouth, who've been relegated back down into League One. Portsmouth relegated on goal difference. So tight in every league. Burton, Oldham and Exeter will come up into League One next year. Lincoln, Stevenage, Carlisle and Port Vale will fight it out in the playoffs. Relegated, or what would have been relegated, into the conference would have been Morecambe and Swindon from League Two. Let me guess, PSG won every single game? They didn't quite, but they won 37. In the Bundesliga, Bayern by 5 points. It's always a lot closer in Germany, but Bayern do tend to come out on top still. In Italy, Juventus, well, by 12 points. Strong season for them. Bigger margin than we're used to seeing for Juve. And in Spain, this could go one of three ways, really, couldn't it? It's gone to Real Madrid by 7 points. Another unbeaten season for them. Barcelona second. Atleti only fourth. Well done to Valencia for sneaking into third. Congratulations to them. They'll be playing Champions League football next season. The board expectations. We did the youth development. Make £13.5 million profit from a youth player sale within 2 seasons. That was Don Brown. Brand exposure. We did that one as well. We sold out 85% or more in every single home game. Financially, we did that one. Within 2 seasons, increased the club worth by 50%. Domestic success. We did both of those. I think for the first time ever, or first time in recent memory, we've achieved every objective the board set us. That's why my manager rating is 97. It's a shame it's not 99, because we literally achieved everything they wanted of us. But I guess maybe if we'd won automatic promotion rather than the playoffs, we would have had 99. But that is one of the best seasons we've had ever in terms of satisfying what the board wanted from us. So, the squad. Morale is, well, I don't know why his morale, Will Norris, is only content, because his green contract, team performance and player performance, and he should be happy with his playtime too. Callum Burton is unhappy, but we do have him transfer listed. Nobody's bid for him yet. Dimi Mitov is still my number 1 at present, but I will now change that and change Will Norris's kit number to number 1, and Mitov can go to 13. And then moving forward from there. So I'm just reiterate, I'm happy with where my goalkeepers are at right now. Don't feel like I need to improve my goalkeepers at this stage heading into the Championship. Norris and Mitov should be good enough to help us stay up in the Championship. We might need to sign a higher rated goalkeeper to get us out of the Championship, but let's stick with what we've got right now and show the faith. Norville Williams will continue to be loaned out or sold. Lewis Page will continue to be my starting left back, and Marcus Wilson is growing well, up 5 this year to 67. And his pace stats are dramatically increasing as well, so I will be utilising him as a left back, whereas previously I wasn't sure whether I would or not. But he looks very good. 5-star skills as well, which I wasn't aware of previously. Although I will change his kit number from 8 to something that is outside of the initial top 11 to 23. Greg Taylor will come back from loan. No decline for him overall, so we'll keep him at the club till the end of the save, but obviously he won't be that heavily involved now. Harry Darling up 2 to 63. Minimal playtime for him this season, but hopefully he can still continue to do well. Dominic Wright up 4 to 65. Physical stats growing very well indeed. Technically still growing nicely too. He's going to be very good for us and going to continue to grow extremely well. Fitzwater, Collins and Cano round out our centre-backs. I don't think we need to change our defence that much at all for our first season in the Championship. Fitzwater up 1. Nathan Collins up 2 and still only 21 years of age. Cano up 5 and still only 19 years of age. He's going to be incredible and of course can still play at CDM. James Wilden up 2. Pleased with his growth and his squad offering throughout the course of the season. Very good backup player to have, a good utility player. Dominic Evans up 6 to 62. 94 acceleration, 89 sprint speed. Can play in a variety of positions. I don't know why it's only saying right back there, because he can play right back, right mid, or left back. So I will probably utilise him because of his curve, crossing, ball control, etc. and decent passing too. He's probably going to be more of a winger for me than a defender, but nice to have a player that can play in both roles. Similarly to Davies, although Evans is probably going to be better than Davies come the end of next season. Although Davies has grown by 3 this year, so he is still showing some decent growth, Leon Davies. Kyle Noyle will, though, continue on at right back for us. He's been superb. I haven't trained him too much, I don't think, in this save so far. Up 1 to 68. He, I believe, has potential to get into the early 70s, as does Leon Davies. Julian Ngoy on loan, but we will look to buy him next year. Valued at 7 million. We will certainly be able to afford that. Up to 69 rated. Not much, but a little bit. Charlie Robinson up 5 to 62. He's been a good impact player. Whether he'll be good enough for regular first team football next year, I don't know. I think he needs another year of growth. George Maris is up 1 to 67. Still good enough to be a squad player for us. Callum O'Hare, great loan player. We'll look to buy someone else, though. Of course, we're looking to get Jack Rolls in as well. Griffiths, I will continue to try and loan him out, as he's not grown spectacularly well technically, despite some training. Dominic Brown, we will lose next year to Liverpool for £20 million, £24 million, in fact, 19 of which is going to go into my budget for next year. So looking forward to bringing Ngoy and hopefully Jack Rolls back as well. Stamina 99, strength 86. Brown's incredible. We will look to buy him back at a later date. He's valued at £28 million now, though. So it will be when we reach the Premier League, because our budget isn't going to be good enough to bring him back prior to that, I don't think. Alex Conceição up just 1 to 67. His stamina's up 2. I don't think his future star capability is really helping. He's unhappy with playtime. You played so many games this year, 39. I think his actual peak potential at the minute, his ceiling isn't that high. It's a real shame, but I think Jack Rolls will come in and start ahead of Conceição next year. David Campos will start on the right-hand side for us next season, up 7 to 69. We'll replace the outgoing Tavernier, whose loan will expire, and he'll go back to Chelsea. Campos will be my starting right-sided midfielder in the Championship. Ethan Clark up 4 to 67. He's going to be good for us by the end of next season as well, and knocking on the door for a first-team spot. Knowles will continue to be loaned out. Tavernier will leave us. He's up 1. He had an okay season. 2 goals, 6 assists. Wasn't spectacular for his rating, but still good enough to help us get promoted, obviously. Adebayo up 1 to 67. He scored 17 goals for us this year in all competitions. A good, solid season for him. Not his most spectacular, but still very, very good. Pleased with that. Abadia, despite 7 months out with injury, is up 3 to 66. His pace is electric. His agility and balance continue to grow, as do every physical stat that isn't already maxed out acceleration is growing. Technically, he could still do with a lot of training, and we are going to continue to train him, and hopefully his natural growth will take him higher too. Adam Ida, pleased with him. 7 goals in 16 games, although the majority of those came in the playoffs, actually. 3 goals in 3 League One playoff games. That's what you need from a player to come big in big games. And he did do. Up 1 to 73. Probably going to be out my price range next season. Certainly out my price range next season. And at AC Milan, I don't think they're going to want to sell him anyway. Andy Dallas will leave us next season. He scored 10 goals this year. 3 in the league, though. The majority of his goals coming in the FA and Carabao Cups. Only 3 goals in 16 League One appearances means that he's just not going to cut it at Championship level. He barely cut it at League One level. Nibs up 3 to 69. He'll continue to grow, hopefully. 11 goals in 29 appearances for him in the league this season. So next year we'll have Adebayo, Abadia, Nibs, and I think I'm going to go and buy Ngoy to have him as my 4th striker. Not necessarily 4th choice, but he will be my 4th striker. And then we'll look to sign wingers because, of course, we're going to moving Goy to striker, and he won't be out wide, and we're going to lose Tavernier. And Ocampos will fill in, but maybe we need one left-sided midfielder. Although, it depends how much money we've got left after we've signed Jack Rolson and Goy. And it depends, of course, who's available in the free agents as well. But we have a team that, hopefully, I believe, is strong enough to keep us in the Championship next season. Might not be strong enough to get us much higher than avoiding relegation, but I certainly think we can avoid relegation next year. That will be where we save it for now. I'm going to go and offer around a load of contracts. And, of course, I need to alter the mods now to get us our new kits for next season and to give us our new stadium for next season too, and offer those contracts around. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining me for this 3rd season. I hope to see you in season 4. Do drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with that notification bell ticked. And I'll see you tomorrow.